Hello and welcome to Blythe Ray Business News. In this edition of the programme, I'm joined by Jeremy Wrathall. Jeremy is founder and chief executive of Cornish Lithium, a privately owned business doing what it says on the tin, lithium in Cornwall. Jeremy, welcome back on the show. The reason you're here is, well, look, you have major investor, TechMet. They've just exercised the second tranche of their £18 million investment in Cornish Lithium. Two questions, please. What does that mean for the company, and what are you going to do with the money?
Thanks, Tim. Great to be on the show again, and thanks for the introduction. So, no, really, we are absolutely delighted to that TechMet, our major institutional shareholder, has decided to exercise this option. So they put in £9 million in the first tranche, which is at 13.5 pence per share, and they had the option to put in a second 9 million. To make it up to the 18, subject to the findings of our scoping study, which we completed a couple of months ago. They had that to have a look at. They did an extensive technical review of that and decided to exercise the option, and that has been announced in the last couple of days. So we're really delighted with that. That goes in at 20 pence a share. And what are we going to do with the money? The money that we obviously have a large proportion still in the bank, obviously, from the first tranche, and this new money will primarily go towards the building of a demonstration scale plant at our Trelava hard rock project, which is the project, which is an open pit mine, followed by a conventional processing, followed by hydromet processing production of lithium hydroxide. So that plant is about £6 million. That will be started to be built later this year. We have taken possession of the site to build that, which is what they call the Trelava dryers site. That is a very large facility where we can build the demonstration plant. And we, as I said, we now are the tenant of that site, and we'll be taking possession of the Trelava pit later this year as the legal tenant of that. So really, really exciting times for Cornish Lithium. And we have now really changed our modus operandi from being an exploration company, although we still are, to a development company developing the lithium supply for the UK automotive industry. Really exciting times for us.
Now, you mentioned the scoping study. Bearing in mind, many of us are not geologists or mining engineers. Give us a quick overview of the results, please, of the scoping study and what that actually means for Cornish Lithium going forwards.
Yeah, I think that the scoping study we did on the basis of processing 1.25 million tonnes per annum. It was conducted by a range of different consultants. The most important thing about everything we do, it's all auditable and verifiable. A lot of the work was done by Mining Plus. The environmental side was done by ERM and a number of other consultants behind that. And really, actually many people have commented that this work was they've seen worse feasibility studies than this scoping study. It was extremely detailed and very carefully done. The results of it from lithium alone and no byproduct credits, because we will produce other byproduct credits like cesium, rubidium, potash, and gypsum, and all sorts of other things. But we've got the revenue. We haven't included the revenue in those byproduct credits in the NPV, but the NPV at 8% discount rate was $318 million. This is done in dollars because obviously the commodities price in dollars, and it gives it a post-tax IRR of just over 24%. Really happy with that. Obviously, once you add the byproduct credits in, which we will do later this year and announce that later this year, it's a potentially substantial improvement of that. The initial capex is around $240 million. That also includes a significant contingency of about 30%, and we believe we can improve on that. But obviously, as we go into feasibility study, we'll further define that. And we're going straight into feasibility study later, second half of this year. That's what also that money from TechMet will enable us to do. Obviously, a feasibility study is even more complex than a scoping study. We expect payback at the price of lithium which we've used to give it about 3.8 years from first production, and first production will occur in 2026 as far as we can see at the moment. So a really, really robust and positive conclusion from that study.
I want to come back to the feasibility study in a few moments, but just you mentioned the byproducts, which came out during the scoping study. Look, the company, as I said at the introduction, is known for doing what it says on the tin, Cornish Lithium.
Yeah.
You're lithium focused, but you have now discovered these other byproducts. Give us a bit more information on what they are and what impact they might have on the final positioning of the company.
Well, it's really interesting, Tim, that a lot of Cornwall's history is obviously, as we all know, is tin and copper primarily, but it's the byproducts that could have been produced from those operations, which are very important in today's technological world where we're moving towards renewable energy. What is in those, what is in Cornwall, which could be useful to modern society? And the byproducts from Trelava are very illustrative of that, that cesium is used in 5G networks, it's used in GPS, and rubidium is used in, amongst other things, military applications such as night vision goggles. These are products which at the moment are 100% controlled by China. And if we can produce those for the UK, it really does put the UK on the map as a technology metals producer and specialist. We also will be producing gypsum, which the UK is still a major producer of, but is in relatively short supply. So at the moment, we're importing some of that gypsum to make wallboard, etc. And we're going to be producing potassium fertilizer, which is quite useful given the situation that we're seeing with fertilizers caused by the problems in Ukraine at the moment. So really important byproducts, which we're very excited about. And we don't think yet that we've finished in analysing potential byproducts from Trelava. There's also reports of other metals there, which we will be examining as we go forward. But I think it's really trying to analyse what metals are there in Cornwall which could be useful for the technologies that we now use in our everyday lives.
Well, we might be looking at a change of Cornish Lithium's name to Cornish Multi-Minerals. Now,
You never know.
You first came, I suppose, to public attention with the discovery and the development of the lithium in hot water brines under Cornwall, but you've also now got this other asset down at Trelava, the hard rock lithium project which you're developing. Now, you mentioned the feasibility study. That's going to be on the Trelava hard rock project. Just give us a quick overview of what the next steps are on the feasibility study.
So the feasibility study will be, the next steps will be to drill to additional drilling, which will be starting in probably July, August, which will harden up the numbers from an inferred resource to more measured and indicated, so that we can have more geological confidence on that resource, and also potentially extend the size of it to be a slightly bigger deposit where we can possibly up the throughput a little bit and optimize the results. We'd also be looking at the environmental baselines already kicked off and started, and also looking at all the other factors that we need to make that project a success. And obviously we've got a lot of support from the UK government on that side. We've had recent representatives on site from various government bodies, all very keen on what we're doing and rooting for us. And as you said, the company was originally founded on lithium from brine. We're making huge progress on that too. Our pilot plant is going very well. That's at our United Downs facility. That's in production now, producing lithium chloride. So really very exciting times for Cornish Lithium at the moment.
Well, Jeremy, thanks for that update. Come back, keep us informed, and good luck with all the projects. That was Jeremy Wrathall, Chief Executive and Founder of Cornish Lithium, updating on what's going on down in Cornwall with lithium in brines, lithium in hard rock, and it sounds like some very interesting other byproducts. That's it from Byproducts Business News for this edition. Thanks for watching.